This is Carlos Lima with Red Blizzard, and I'm going to talk about colors and brushes. In essence, these two terms mean almost the same. Every time you want to apply a color to a background or a border or an effect, you do so by applying a brush. Red Blizzard supports 4 types of brushes. Supports a null brush, a solid color brush, a linear gradient brush, and a radial gradient brush. So we are going to talk about these 4 brushes in detail. If you remember, in one of our previous tutorials, we applied a black solid color brush to our stage area. So it looks all black. So let's set it to a null brush. So we go here, notice I'm in the background tab, and I'm gonna click on the null brush icon, and that basically will set the stage background to a null brush. So there is no color, there is no brush whatsoever. When you export this to the web, that means that whatever you will have below this animation on your web page is going to show and display through the stage area, because the stage area will be completely transparent with no brush. Now let's set it back to a solid color brush, and we recover our black color. So I'm gonna change that black background to another color. Let's pick a green color, and there we go. And I can adjust that background color by either using these visual controls or by adjusting manually the RGB colors. Notice that there is an alpha value as well that goes from 0% to 100%. What the alpha value means is the transparency of the color, how opaque or how transparent it is. At 100% it is fully opaque. At 0% it is fully transparent. It means you can see through completely, and anywhere in between it means it's semi-transparent. A null brush and a solid color with an alpha of 0% are similar. They are not exactly the same, because in the null brush there is no brush whatsoever, and in this other case, when the alpha is set to 0, it means there is a brush. It just happens to be transparent in that particular setting. So let's play with colors. You can experiment with it. The next brush is the linear gradient brush, and you apply it by clicking on this icon. And a linear gradient brush is a brush that consists of 2 or more colors, and then a change in color that goes from one color to the other one in a linear fashion. So let's look at the example right here on the stage area. We have a color black at the very top and a color white at the very bottom, and then a transition in color from one to the other. It goes from black to white in a linear way. We can apply more than 2 colors to a linear gradient brush, and we do so by using this tool right here, which we call the gradient stops tool or selector. So we have a gradient stop right there, which is the color black, and we have another gradient stop, which is the white color. So we're going to put another gradient stop anywhere in between the two. So we go there, we position the mouse, and then we click, and another gradient stop is added to our linear gradient. And we can move this. We can make it closer to the black or closer to the white color, and we can change the color. We can make it, let's make it the blue. Let's take that blue and let's make it dark blue like that. And as you notice, I first click on the stop, and once that stop became selected, then I change the color. And I'm gonna do the same with the first stop, but I want the same color as in the middle one. I'm gonna make it darker. So I'm gonna copy the color from there. I'm gonna select that stop, and then I'm going to paste it right there. And I'm just gonna make it darker, almost black, so there is more of a gradient. Same thing for the last stop. I'm gonna pick blue again, and I'm gonna make it lighter. We have a few more options to play with the gradients, and we use this tool right here. One of them is the angle of that gradient. Right now it goes from top to bottom at a 0 angle or 90-degree angle, however you want to see it, and then we can change it. We can move these two around and change the angle, and we did it now left to right, like that. And we can bring them together, closer together, the two stops. And notice that there is some padding of color from the beginning to the first stop, and from the last stop to the end of the object. There is the same color, and this is called padding, and you can set it here by using this drop down menu. So we have a few more options. We can apply a reflect, or we can apply the repeat option. Let's go back to the pad option, and this option here allows you to specify the linear algorithm, so it is slightly different. It is sharper. One of the linear algorithms is it makes sharper transitions than the other one. We can also apply a radial gradient brush, and we just click on that icon, and we do pretty much the same as in the other case. We pick one color. I'm gonna pick a blue color here, and then another blue color on the last stop. So now we have a nice there we go. Likewise, we can adjust the stops like that, and this is again with the padding algorithm. I can apply the reflect algorithm, get them closer, it becomes a little bit psychedelic, or we can apply the repeat as well. Notice that you can apply these gradient brushes even to text, to borders as well, and to backgrounds of specific objects. Right now we've been playing with the stage area, but you can apply these gradients, or rather said brushes, to any objects as well. So we are back to the pad option. I'm gonna extend it like that, and similarly the linear algorithm changes the way that transitions in color happens from one stop to another gradient stop. And as always, we can add other colors as well to the gradient. This is Carlos Lima with Red Blizzard.